Chuck. Tingle. Chuck. Tingle. Chuck. Tingle. Chuck. Tingle.
Hello, I'm Fiona Bruce, and welcome
To the Chuck Tingle Book Club.
Oh, yeah. Well, hello and how do, true buckaroos, and welcome back to the Chuck Tingle Book Club from Butnite podcast. I am your resident Chuckademic, Taz, and with me, I've got this guy.
Hey, my name's Tom. It's down there. Just so I remember.
Yeah, no, you do need it.
Yeah,
and to be fair, so do I sometimes.
So, Taz, what book are we analysing this time, as if we don't know because it's in between us?
Well, this time we're having a look at Pounded in the Butt by the Handsome Sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream.
And
Which,
how are we celebrating it? How are we celebrating it? We're streaming on Facebook because fuck Twitch. So I can't be fucked to sort out multi-platform streaming, and we have more followers on Facebook right now. So
yeah, I don't know. Is that going to require a second computer or some shit?
I mean,
some nonsense.
I could technically do it through my laptop, I guess, but I'd rather not. And
yeah.
I didn't even have time to set up the green screen. Look, I've got a very green chair. I was going to put up some of my obnoxious internet periphery around the screen, but
only because you're one of history's greatest monsters.
yeah, that's true.
I've kind of sort of switched around where I'm recording, so now you can see some of my bookcase. You lucky people.
And you can see quite a bit of my bookcase because it takes up half my room.
Well, shall we get into it, chap?
Absolutely, yeah. So quick little rundown, a quick little synopsis of Pounded in the Butt by the Handsome Sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream. Fired. 6 years of graft and Taco finds himself out of work. Life upended just to ensure the bosses upstairs get their bonuses. Ribble. Sorry, I need to zoom in because this is way too small. Ribble, his now ex-colleague, but current friend, recommends Taco finds a job doing something he actually likes. Struck with fear from now looming financial dread, Ribble tries to be helpful, suggesting Taco could work for himself. After all, it is a gig economy. Driving, walking dogs, meh. Video games, fuck yes.
Yeah.
It's the dream. So Taco hasn't heard of Twitch, so heads home to give it a look. 10 months later, he's one of the most popular streamers out there. He's the traditional bad at games but funny dude. But lately he's been trying something new for his viewers, reading bad erotica, especially that from which he yeah, can you tell I didn't stop especially from his favourite smut author, who just happens to be ours too, Chuck Tingle. Yeah. Taco starts the stream, pulling up Chuck Tingle's website to read what the latest release is from the Tingle. But he sees something's off, something strange is going on, when he spots the cover for Pounded in the Butt by the Handsome Sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream. Taco begins the reading. The first paragraph of the book that he's reading in this book is the first paragraph of the book that we are reading. Just get your head round there.
Man, the metafucker in this one is it steps it up, and I love it.
It is fantastic. It's another, yeah, silly. Yeah, this is about him being fired and starting his channel. Taco hesitates, apologizes to the audience for the hesitation, and skips ahead to the current hesitation. Taco freaks out when the book starts talking for him and throws the tablet, of which he's reading the book from, across the room and decides, sorry guys, we're just going to play video games today. I think that everyone... Sorry, I've got to do that a bit deeper. I think that everyone wants to hear the story. A deep voice suddenly announces, yes, it's the titular Handsome Sentient manifestation of Taco's Twitch stream, Yorbin Sheems.
It's interesting that we've both chosen to feature that quote, which is I've got a slightly different. I kind of read it a little differently, but I loved it nonetheless. It was beautiful.
Absolutely. Tarko just then notices that the screen is attached to a buff dude towering over him. Hi! Tarko musters. The fourth wall is taken down bluntly and without care for Tarko's mental well-being. As the manifestation explains, they are just characters in a book. And then, with complete disregard for the reader's mental well-being, Corbin announces the readers are characters in a book somewhere else in the ether. It's entertainment, nothing to get riled up about. It's entertainment, nothing to get riled up about. The Twitch stream says. Sorry, I can't get over the fact he was really deep. Twitch stream says, and instantly Tarko is calm, basically because the author wrote that he was calm. So.
Yeah.
It's kind of that realization in his own head of like, the author wants me to be calm, but I'm calm about it.
Yeah.
And now, and Tarko peeps ahead in the book to see what happens to them. Pleasure zone peaking. That fills Tarko with a sense of purpose and relief. And now, for my purpose and for your relief, watching at home. Baby, we're about to enter the pleasure zone.
Take you to the pleasure zone, baby.
Passionate kissing embrace between man and cold monitor screen. Clothes tearing, sentient gushing, followed by repeated chat gushing. Down on knees, cock-flavoured, savouring with ball cradling. Fleshy spear tongue play. Cock slips past gag reflex. Theme. Doggy style arse popping wiggles with a playful slap. What are you waiting for? He playfully clues. Get over and slam that handsome Twitch stream cock up in my tight gay butthole. Cock thrust, yelping, grateful and careful rhythmic ramming, beating it in time, carpet blatting. Give me your spunk, I need that hot pearly cum all over my fucking face. Money shot into the mouth and all over the face. Lots of jizz. So much jizz. Oh my god, how much jizz. This was amazing. The viewers think home. I can't talk. Sorry, I'm trying to do volume fades at the same time, guys. This is really difficult. I can't do it. That was amazing. The viewers think so too. Yorbin offers in return. This is the biggest broadcast you ever had. Yorbin reassures Tarko that they will get to do it again every time someone reads their story. It's going to be read over and over again. Friends will do live readings for each other. Hell, it'll probably end up on another Twitch stream. Facebook. That sounds too meta for me, even for Chuck. And that is the book in all.
All right. Well, I sort of mentioned to you a little while ago, Tom, that as I read it, this kind of coincided with something. So I was really excited to get to this one. So here we go then. My Pounded in the Butts by the handsome sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream. An anal assists. I very much like this side of the Tingle canon. Pounded in the Butt by the handsome sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream is a story that has little interest in burying leads nor in gilding lilies. It barrels headfirst into what it wants to do and then pounds the ever-loving piss out of it in an unambiguous display of Spunk Slop's athletic narrative prowess. It doesn't require you to untangle any complexities within the text to understand what's being conveyed, which is great for us, because it's going to afford us some time to have a look at the extra textual glory that surrounds this story. That said, in order to get there, it behooves us to have a quick breakdown and examination of the story first. So, we got our protagonist, Tarko. He starts this tale by getting fired from his 9-to-5. He looks into starting a Twitch stream to help make ends meet, and then, 10 months later, he is one of the top-rated streams on the service. One of his bits is to read bad erotica, of which the works of Chuck Tingle are his favourites. While live reading the latest Tingler, Taco's platform comes to life and Homeboy fucks his Twitch stream live on air and gets a face full of hot, sticky internet love for his troubles.
So much.
Oh, so much. As a statement that the Twitch service can be a vector of love for both the streamer and the audience, that such parasocial relationships can be leveraged to show that love is real. This is about as unobfuscated as you're going to get within the Tingle style. However, just because the climactic message is straightforward, that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of interesting things that happened in order for it to be achieved. Firstly, the opening act of the story serves up a recurring theme in Ting.tv's work. It starts with the Chucktagonist getting fucked over by poorly regulated capitalism. In Unicorn Butt Cops Beach Patrol, Jeff, through no fault of his own, is first made homeless by medical bills and then kept jobless by his homelessness. In Space Raptor Butt Invasion, Lance Tanner is left to man an extraterrestrial outpost by himself because of corporate cutbacks. In this tale, the fine print in our Chucktagonist's 6-year-old contract states that he can be fired at will, a clause utilized against him solely because the guys upstairs need their bonuses. Now, this essay isn't about the role of capitalism in the Tingleverse. Maybe that's something that will come up in another analysis. Instead, I bring it up because as we continue our exploration of the Tingleverse, it's worth highlighting those things that don't seem to promote love as much as it is highlighting those that do. Anyway, as the story moves on into the actual Twitch streaming itself, we're treated to a process of gradual horror that collapses into utter meta fuckery. Where Taco starts his stream and decides to download the latest Tingler, he winds up reading Pounded in the Butt by the handsome Sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream. This isn't some narrative representation of the book, but the very same book that the reader themselves are reading. He reads the same opening passage as the reader, skips ahead to confirm his suspicion that the story unfolding is clearly about me quitting my job and starting this very Twitch channel. And then reads that confirmation paragraph moments later. As the book and meta book synchronize, we're treated to this wonderful passage. This is literally happening right now, I read aloud. Like, I'm reading these words, but also I'm not, because I'm trying to explain that this is happening in the book. This isn't me explaining, these are the words on the page. Taco naturally freaks out, throws his tablet away from him and decides to play games instead. Next comes apex horror when a deep voice suddenly announces, "I think everybody wants to hear the story." This is followed by the owner of the voice revealing themselves when the screen stands up, towering over me with his chiseled prowess. The scenario and the language work together here to build this creeping sense of dysphoria and dread and helplessness, and I think it's brilliant. Chuck, Thomas Tingotti, if you're listening, if you ever feel taken with the idea of writing a full-length horror in the Tingleverse, I'd be here for it, baby. I'd read the absolute arse off power. Anyway, my fanboyism aside, there's this slow sense of relief as we move from the weird to the meta. The animate Twitch stream, Yorbin Sheems, becomes Taco's guide towards medium awareness, of becoming aware that he is in the medium that we're reading him in, as it were. He explains that they are Chuck Tingle characters, controlled by Chuck Tingle, and that there are readers all over the world. A lot of people listening to a live reading on Twitch too. Yorbin goes on to point out that those people reading are characters in a book too. They just don't know it yet. This, I thought, even for Chuck, was a pretty curious statement, and one with a couple of interpretations. The obvious one, as Chuck was writing the novel, and right up until its release and people could read it, the readers referred to in the story existed only as inferred characters within this story. This is a fair interpretation, but we'll circle back to it later. Just as we'll be circling back to a moment that happened shortly afterwards, when Yorbin encourages Taco to take a peek into the future. he reads a random paragraph from the end of the book, sees that there's beating off and slamming in the future, and comes to know why we're here. From this point, it's a quick, hot step and a snog before we get down to tips and subs. We've seen a fair bit of metafuckery from Chuck before, but this device, known as reading ahead in the script, this is new from our Prophet of Love. It's often used for comedic purposes, but here, it's a narrative beat that instigates the third act. Fittingly enough, to get a clearer idea of what's happening with all this meta within the text, it's necessary to step out of it. On the 26th of January, 2019, Chuck published this tweet. After joining video game stream of @Hbomberguy, I have learned all about website name of Twitch, and this has inspired new tingler pounded in the butt by the handsome sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream, perfect for reading aloud with online buds. So the video game stream Chuck is talking about is my favorite piece of 2019 internet lore. Hbomberguy's Donkey Kong Country 64 101% charity speedrun. If you're unaware of this glorious tale of video game masochism and internet love, strap yourself in for the cliff notes of a wild ride. So, December of 2018, Graham Linehan, a once popular and relevant comedy writer, posted a message to Mumsnet, a mothering forum exactly as hellish as you're imagining. He mobilised the venom-dripping pearl clutches to bombard the National Lottery to withhold a £500,000 grant that they were awarding to Mermaids UK, which is a children's trans and non-binary support charity. Given the response from Mumsnet, the National Lottery froze the grant pending review. Enter Hbomberguy, a video game and social issues essayist. Rather annoyed that this openly anti-trans attack by Linehan, Hbom decided he wanted to take action. He decided he was going to do so with a strict Twitch stream speedrun of Donkey Kong 64, an awkward, janky collectathon shitshow. He started the run on the 19th of January, with the hope that he might garner a few $1,000s in donations. Fast forward 3 days, 57 hours of gameplay, multiple news stories, open support from the likes of Neil Gaiman, Adam Savage, and Cher, and Discord calls from the Mermaid CEO, video game luminaries, and Senator Alexandra Ocasio-Flippin-Cortez, and Hbomberguy has raised £265,000. Not only that, but the stream provided an open platform for trans and gender diverse callers and activists to share stories and information, as well as raising another £5,000 for one caller's new wheelchair. As a final moment of faith-restoring beauty, the National Lottery finished their review and released the £500,000 to Mermaids UK, meaning that Graham Linehan's self-righteous bigotry resulted in the charity receiving more than 50% more funds and incalculably more public exposure than it would have done if he had just kept his pointless mouth shut. It truly was a thing of beauty. I wholeheartedly recommend watching Hbomberguy's XOXO speech about it. You can find this on YouTube. He's charming, funny, and humble, and does an amazing job of explaining the main and finer points of this wonderful event in just a little over half an hour. And trust me, there's so much more to this tale. Link to the video in the Boxeroo. Now, among those Discord callers to Hbomberguy's stream was one Dr. Chuck Tingle, appearing on the third day, 21st of January, about 55 and a half hours into the run. Chuck lends his explicit support. I was going to line up the clip, and I forgot to do it. Fortunately, I thought ahead and did a rough transposing.
You planned ahead for your own failure.
Of course I did, mate. I'm used to my own failures. So, Chuck, talking directly to Hbomberguy, again, I've kind of cut it out, stalls and stumbles and whatnot, but the text is more or less... I will say that I spend many times, have been to all kinds of timelines and seen many sites, and I will say without a doubt that this brings a tear to my eye, and I think it is a kind way, and this proves love is real. And I think it's such a good way that you are doing this, and I support it all the way, because there's only one dang thing to do with your time on this timeline, and that is to make sure you prove love as much as you can, and you are doing that 100%. Once again, the words of Chuck Tingle directly to Hbomberguy live. So this took place on the 21st of January. 5 days later, on the 26th of January, Pounded in the Butt by the handsome sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream is released. The most obvious thing we can take from this rapid turnaround is that Hbomberguy's Twitch stream obviously excited the hell out of Chuck. It showed him a whole new medium through which love can be proved, and he couldn't wait to create something he hoped could be used to promote love on the platform. The next thing that occurs is that this book isn't just an entertaining expression of excitement in the wake of Hbom's inspiring story. This book is both an invite and instruction manual to any who would read Tinglers over Twitch. It's no accident that Taco's Twitch stream incarnated to teach him about the truth of their world and then fuck him after he was reading a Chuck Tingle book. And once Taco is pearlier than a Cockney sing-song, he checks Yorbin's screen to see the response from the biggest audience he's ever had. The chat room is absolutely overwhelmed with viewers, their text zooming by at speeds that are simply too fast to read. From what I can tell, they like what they've seen. The message is clear. With your platform and my work, we can prove love such that you yourself shall be covered in it. So Chuck Tingle wrote this book after seeing Hbomberguy's Twitch stream as a guide and invitation to other Twitch streamers to use his work in order to show that love is real. This covers who's involved, why this book exists, where it's come from, and what it's supposed to do. So let's circle back one last time and explore the how of it. During Chuck's call into Hbomberguy, he says the words, "I have been to all kinds of timelines." Then we have Yorbin Sheem's own assertion that those people reading are characters in a book too. They just don't know it yet. From these two statements, you might draw the conclusion that Professor Chuxamillion Arturo honestly believes both statements to be true, which he might, but I suspect the truth to be more complex than that. In a Vox article titled "The Secret Behind Internet Erotica Icon Chuck Tingle, His Own Life May Be the Best Story He's Ever Written" by Aja Romano, if I apologize if I got that wrong, we have this from Chuck's son, John. John is mostly comfortable with the idea that people think his father isn't real. "My dad is a huge Andy Kaufman fan," he says, "so I think he personally really likes the performance art idea. It's just ironic that he's found a way to make people think he's performing by simply being himself." This may hold the final piece of the puzzle in its reference to Andy Kaufman, a comedian so gifted at blurring the lines between art and life that many assume his cancer and subsequent death to be just another performance. Beyond comedy and subversion, one of the primary uses of metafiction is to explore the relationship between art and reality. Pounded in the Butt by the handsome sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream is another example of the good doctor taking things another step further. By referring to the readers and thus the reader as characters in a book too, he pulls us into the Tingleverse and makes us a living part of it. He doesn't want to explore the relationship between literature and life. He means to forge one. The point is to blur that life art line so that what is there is here also, to bring his philosophy from him through the page and us and into the world, to manifest love in ours and every timeline. So, with a year since his release, has he done it? Has this book achieved its ends? Well, if you search Chuck Tingle on Twitch, the top 10 results have 42 viewings between them, which isn't the most promising start, but as to whether it will eventually prove love is real through Twitch, we'll just have to quote the Sentient stream himself. I guess we'll just have to find out. And yeah, that's it. That's my analysis. Just for a relatively straightforward thing, there was a shit ton going on in the background.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, just was.
And
realised I wasn't
honestly,
muted.
the fact it linked to the Hbomberguy story, oh my god, it's one of my favorite things to talk about. I was talking about that stream to my mum just a couple of weeks ago, and then I read this book, and it's like, fucking A.
Perfect timing. Right. So, I'm hearing echo. Never mind, whatever. So, oh no, you know what time it is.
Could it just like not for once? Oh, that's cool. All right, I like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hide my face. Hang on.
Silence is much more preferable.
Tingle,
Bollocks.
Tron 4000.
This guy.
It's not me talking. Book review score robot. All scores are final. Greetings, Holy Human. I forgot that bit.
That's only getting less and less smooth, dude.
I'm going for Rocky. So this is the point where we apply science to Tingle, and we apply science in the only way we know, which is
it's definitely science.
Of GameSpot reviews from when we were teenagers. So,
as we all know, like all the best science comes from late 90s, early 2000s internet video game culture.
They got it right. Postmodern society now doesn't value the science. We value fact. Okay, so we're going to review the cover art, looking at the tingle. Getting to the tingle is the pacing. Giving you the tingle is the sexiness. Saving you some tingle is value for money. Tingle tilt is a reviewer's tilt that will give us an overall 4 score. Overall 4 score 4. Out of 10. Everything else is out of 5. Half points are allowed. In fact, I'm gonna say you can do like 3 decimal places, and that's absolutely fine.
3 decimal. Oh, we can go through decimal places now.
Why not?
Places.
Why not?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's science.
Oh. I've no idea what that is, so sorry about that. My girlfriend has left her phone in the room, and it's gone off. So, first up, the cover art. So, we're looking at it now, obviously in the middle of the stream. If you're looking, if you're listening at home, I'm sorry. You can't look at these chisel dabs. So, I'm going to say that's a laptop, not a screen. But other than that...
yeah.
Other than
that's fair enough. I mean, who do you prefer? I think I prefer the slightly less defined bod of the Twitch stream in that one.
Yeah, at first glance, I thought it might just be the same person, hue color shifted. But no, I think it is a different person. But
a little less defined.
Yeah, it's more. I know Chuck Tingle's cover art has some wonderful, my kind of quality photoshopping in it, but that is literally just a render of a laptop taken off of Amazon and shoved on someone's head.
Gotta love it.
So,
I'm not a huge fan of the fact that Yorbin's body, because of the color, doesn't pop so strongly from the rest. So kind of everything's just drawn towards Mr. Flesh Abs.
Yeah, I guess. Although I think that might just be the positioning. I think they've missed a trick having Yorbin in the background, seen as he's the titular character as well. I suppose
the fuck tagonist,
because they're both in the title, but
yeah,
it's Twitch color, isn't it? It's purple for a reason.
Ah, is it? Okay. I don't personally use Twitch.
It's purple. Everything's fucking purple on Twitch.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna say probably. What do you think? 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Go for a 4.
All right.
I'm happy with that.
Getting to the tingle, the pacing. I loved
5.
how quickly this rolled through. Like, it was almost a little bit cliche with the, hey, that guy over there, that's me. That was me 10 months ago. Let me tell you how I got there.
I love that it's almost like it's almost like three different books in terms of feel, because you kind of starts off with just like, you know, it could be the start of like any sort of, you know, whatever non-fiction, like non-genre non-fiction, and then it kind of, I mean, did you get like the horror vibes from it as well? Because I was just like, just the way that whole bit, the whole lead up to Yorbin and like him coming to terms with being a character, like it really was. It felt kind of, if not horror, then weird fiction at least.
I mean, yeah. I didn't read it as horror until you started putting echo and emphasis on certain syllables. But
Well, yeah. I did. That was, yeah. That was proper weird fiction goodness, realness, shall we say? Weird fiction realness.
yeah, not so much scary, more eerie.
And then yeah, at the end of it, it was just like straight up Chuck Tingle, insane
reflex,
roster.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll give it a 5 for getting to the tingle straight up.
Completely agree. So giving you the tingle, the sexiness. Oh, there's some playfulness. There's some.
Yeah. I liked that it wasn't. Yeah, like the second Taco knew what he was there for and got excited about it. I was kind of with him on that. Like not full blown, maybe a 4.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
wouldn't stretch as far as a 3, so I might go 3.5 to make that a 3.75. Oh,
You idiot man.
I just dabbed on a live stream. I feel young. Right. Saving you some tingle, value for money. Straight up.
5.
Usual.
I would, yeah, I'd recommend this one to would it be to anyone?
No, I'd say 3 for just pure.
No, I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. Certainly not as like the first tingler. And I think that's going to be like my baseline. Like, would I recommend this to literally anyone as their first tingler? That's a 5. But I would definitely like recommend it to anyone who's kind of read any or is somewhat interested.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, 4, I reckon.
Yeah, I would go straight down the middle at 3.5, very average for the value for money. So.
All right. Oh, I know. Okay, let's split that again. Let's call it 3.892.
3.892. I'm fine with that. What are you laughing about? This isn't a mockery. This is actually
science. No, it's
pure science.
It's science to 3 places.
It is. It's very precise. Well, that's the thing. Where we've just added up currently, and the division and the multiplication adds up, we've actually got a 4 decimal point at the moment for our overall score.
It's good parenting.
I mean, the way this is basically done is there's just a sum of all of the rest of all the scores, and then I just divide it by 2.5, and it gives you out of 10.
Such a twat.
So overall, reviewers tilt. Now, I think the fact that you can do a bit of background and you have this great story about the charity stream. Sorry?
Have we done value for money?
Yeah, that was
okay.
3.75 we've got for.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, I thought you said 3.892, so I went with that.
Oh yeah, so that was value for money. My bad. I haven't even had a drink yet.
Yeah, I'm craving a pint right now. Tingle tilt. So reviewers tilt.
5 for me, man. There's just this like where it's come from, the way it does everything, like, and just kind of the just kind of the end. It's peak Tingle, and all, yeah, the fact that it comes from the Hbomberguy stream. Like I said, I'm not even close to like hyperbole when I say it was my favorite thing that happened on the internet last year. So yeah, straight up 5.
And I'm gonna go sort of 4.5 because although I'm interested, I haven't seen that stuff yet. But it does sound like a really cool story, and I'm going to go look up the charity streams now. So that overall reviewers to tilt is 4.75.
What I will say is, so the streams are no longer up, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if he ran into any legally actionable stuff. But somebody, before it got taken down, somebody made it's like, is it 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours? Yeah, I think it's about 3.5 hours of kind of the collated best bits, and you can find in there. In fact, I can give you the exact timestamp. Where are we? Yeah, so okay, so it's 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 20 seconds in is when Chuck Tingle turns up. And honestly, it was I just put the whole thing on and just kind of listened to it while just playing the arse out of Astroneer. So I highly recommend that. That's good background listening.
And we've actually got some fucking viewers right now. We've actually got people in chat.
You fools.
Literally seconds from the end of the show. Right, so that is our overall 4 score. The overall 4 score is 8.5568 out of 10.
8.5568. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so Tom, where does that put it?
I mean, it is. It looks like that might be second place.
Is it still pounded by the pound?
No, not pounded in the butt by anything, and that's okay. Has 8.8.
Oh, cool.
And then it's second place, the current one, and third place is pounded by the pound.
Cool.
But if you want to look at the full list of all the scores, you need to head to pottopicpodcast.com. There you will also find us on the Pot Topic podcast and many of our friends. We pull topics submitted by the hosts and the community out at random, pot things and bollocks for about 2 hours whilst drinking heavily.
Should also mention the next book. If you bought Pounded in the Butt by the handsome sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream, then it is the book that is included for free afterwards. But if not, and you want to find it out and read along, so you kind of read it before the next show, the next book we'll be doing is Buttnite Buttle Royale.
Yes, I'm so excited for that one.
I'm excited to see what he makes out of that.
Yeah, I want to know what they're going to be shooting and building. I'm guessing penises. Okay.
God, this is going to be interesting for me because I know nothing about Fortnite.
I mean, I know I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've played it twice, and both times I've gone, oh, this is like PUBG, but you have to build shit, and that's really annoying.
Yeah.
Cool. So, is there anything else? Any more housekeeping?
No. How do we end the show?
You use your catchphrase that you've forgotten every single time.
Yeah, I do. Well, yeah. So, once again, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully, this is just another step in the Chuck Tingle ladder that will go towards proving that love is real.
Love is real. Thank you.
Love is real. Thank you very much.